25. Paraguay. With a population of about 7 million, Paraguay is among the most corrupt South American countries. Observers maintain that corruption in Paraguay remains a major impediment to the emergence of stronger democratic institutions and sustainable economic development. The clientelism that is pervasive in Paraguayan politics is a particular problem with the country and one of the reasons why Paraguay reached 24 points in the 2014 CPI. 24. Republic of Congo. Located in Central Africa, the Republic of Congo has a disturbed and violent history. Until 1991, it was a Marxist-Leninist single-party country with corruption being an inseparable part of the regime. After that, multi-party elections have been held, but democratically elected government was ousted in the 1997 by the Civil War. CPI score 23. 23. Tajikistan. With a population of about 8 million, Tajikistan is a mountainous landlocked country in Central Asia. In 1997, after a severe civil war, a newly established political stability and foreign aid have allowed the country's economy and living standards to grow. But similarly to other former Soviet states in Central Asia, corruption remains a big issue in Tajikistan. The sectors that seem to be corrupt the most are public administrative, services, and the judiciary. The country's CPI score is 23. 22. Chad. Occupying an area of almost 500 square miles, Chad is the fifth largest country in Africa in terms of area. Sadly, the country's recent history has been marked by insecurity, endemic corruption, human rights abuses, and a deeply entrenched patronage system which permeates all sectors of society. Oil and exploitation is considered a major source of corruption in Chad, since the government has used the income for its own profit and to strengthen its dominant position. 21. Democratic Republic of Congo. With a population of almost 80 million, the Democratic Republic of Congo is one of the most populous countries on this list. As the country emerges from a long period of wars, violence, and instability, it continues to struggle with repeated political crisis, weak governance, and the mismanagement of its rich natural resources. There have been several attempts to fight the corruption, but the agenda is often manipulated for political reasons, not surprising. With a CPI score of 22 points, the country still has a lot to work on. 20. Cambodia. Located in the Indochina Peninsula in Southeast Asia, Cambodia has one of the best records in Asia, with growth averaging 6% over the last decade. But corruption remains the country's major setback. Paradoxically, the 2010 anti-corruption law makes this problem even bigger, since it provides no protection to whistleblowers who can be jailed for up to 6 months if they report corruption that cannot be proven. CPI score 21. 19. Myanmar. With a population of over 51 million, Myanmar is another Southeast Asian country with extremely high corruption level. Over 5 decades of military dictatorship left the country mired in poverty and plagued by corruption. Although the new quasi-civilian government that took power in 2011 has enacted sweeping political and economic reforms aimed at attracting foreign investment and cleaning up the economy, recent surveys prove the efforts have had only a very limited impact on corruption. CPI score 21. 18. Zimbabwe. Located in southern Africa, Zimbabwe has been occupied by a succession of powerful kingdoms and empires. As a result, the country has been writhing in substantial economic as well as social decline. Corruption in Zimbabwe has become endemic within its political, private, and civil sectors. The country has rich diamond resources, and the diamond trade has been a major cause of the corruption, as well as some other type of criminality, such as human rights abuse. 17. Burundi. With a population of about 9 million, Burundi is one of the poorest and most corrupt countries in the world. This densely populated Southeast African country has suffered from devastating warfare, which, along with other factors, contributes to the substantial overall decline of the country's infrastructure, government, as well as the entire society. As for the 2014 CPI score, the country received 20 points. 16. Syria. Located in Western Asia, Syria is another country that has been affected by a tumultuous past and a large number of violent military coups. The ongoing Syrian civil war makes this country one of the least peaceful in the world. The long-term warfare combined with severe droughts have turned Syria into an extremely hostile place, where pervasive corruption is an integral part of everyday life. In this year's CPI, the country scored 20 points. 15. Angola. With a population of about 25 million, Angola is another African country that suffers from particularly high corruption. Emerging from nearly 3 decades of conflict and instability, Angola continues to face major challenges of weak governance and widespread corruption at all levels of society. Corruption in Angola takes various forms, from bureaucratic, political, and grand corruption to embezzlement of public resources or systematic looting of state assets. CPI score, 19 points. 14. Guinea-Bissau. With an estimated population of 1,600,000, Guinea-Bissau is one of the smallest countries on this list, but as for the corruption rate, this Western African country ranks among the worst. The country's long history of political instability and misrule has led to many major problems, such as a significant economical decline, poverty, high crime rate, and of course, corruption. 13. Haiti. Located in the Greater Antillean Archipelago, Haiti is the only Caribbean country on this list. Despite its nicely sounding nickname, the Pearl of the Antilles, the country is notorious for its political instability and omnipresent corruption. CPI score, 19 points. 12. Venezuela. Situated in the northern coast of South America, Venezuela is another country that can boast amazing natural beauties and high biodiversity, but when it comes to fighting corruption, Venezuela has nothing to be proud of at all. Recent surveys revealed that 75% of Venezuelans believe corruption is widespread throughout the government. Apart from the corruption, the country has also been struggling with long-running economic crisis, high inflation, and poverty. The Venezuelan 2014 CPI score is 19 points. 11. Yemen. Yemen is a developing Arab country in Southwest Asia. Recently, Yemen has been writhing in a series of street protests against poverty, unemployment, and corruption that has been one of the most significant problems of the country. Corruption in Yemen is undermining the formation of effective and transparent organizations, functioning parliament, government institutions, and others. It is also crippling economic development, since only the richest can afford things that should be available to all. 10. Eritrea. Occupying a total area of approximately 118 square kilometers, Eritrea is a multi-ethnic country located in East Africa. Despite a tumultuous past marked by several major wars, the country's economy has experienced considerable growth in recent years, indicated by an improvement in gross domestic product. But even the favorable economical conditions have not reduced the corruption rate, which is very high. CPI score, just 18 points. 9. Libya. With an area of almost 1.8 million square kilometers, Libya is the 4th largest country in Africa and the 17th largest country in the world. Affected by recent military conflicts fought between forces loyal to Colonel Muammar Gaddafi and those seeking to oust his government, the country has experienced a dramatic decline in both economical as well as social levels. Apart from extreme corruption, the country faces many structural problems, including a lack of institutions, weak governance, and chronic structural unemployment. 8. Uzbekistan. With a population of over 30 million, Uzbekistan is a landlocked country in Central Asia. The country has very rich natural resources, especially gold, copper, uranium, gas, and oil, but the local government continues to maintain economic controls which deter foreign investment. Therefore, the economical situation in the country is far from what it could be, creating breeding ground for negative phenomena such as criminality, human rights abuse, but particularly rampant corruption. 7. Turkmenistan. Uzbekistan's neighbor, Turkmenistan, ended up even in a worse place. This country is also very rich in natural resources. It possesses the world's 4th largest reserves of natural gas and substantial oil resources. But similarly to its neighbor, Turkmenistan cannot take full advantage of the raw materials. In 2004, the unemployment rate was estimated to be 60%. Therefore, it comes as no surprise that corruption and other types of criminality such as drug trafficking flourish in such a bad business environment. 6. Iraq. In recent years, Iraq, a Western Asian country with about 36 million people, has been known as one of the least peaceful countries in the world. The long-running warfare has decimated the country, plunging it into a state of total disrepair. Enormous corruption has been a common thing in every level of Iraqi people's lives. The corruption is often accompanied by massive embezzlement, procurement scams, money laundering, oil smuggling, and widespread bureaucratic bribery. CPI score, 16 points. 5. South Sudan. Since its independence, South Sudan has suffered internal conflicts that prevent it from any further development. The country holds several sad world primacies, such as the highest maternal mortality and female illiteracy rates. Extreme poverty, human rights abuse, unemployment, and corruption are something local people have to deal with every single day. 4. Afghanistan. Located in Central Asia, Afghanistan is another extremely dangerous country that has been devastated by various military campaigns, invasions, and both international as well as civil wars. Consequently, Afghanistan ranks among the most impoverished and least developed countries. In 2009, for example, almost half of the population lived in less than $1 a day. It's no surprise that corruption in Afghanistan is a widespread and growing problem. 3. Sudan. With an area of almost 1,900,000 square kilometers, the third largest country in Africa, Sudan is a poor country that suffers from several major challenges. For much of Sudan's history, the nation has suffered from rampant ethnic strife and has been plagued by internal conflict, including 2 civil wars and the war in the Darfur region. The country is infamous for human rights abuse, ethnic cleansing, slavery, and enormously widespread corruption, which is firmly embedded in all governmental levels. With a score of a mere 11 points, Sudan was ranked as the 3rd most corrupt country in 2014, according to Transparency International. 2. North Korea. Infamous for its totalitarian dictatorship with an elaborate cult of personality around its current leader, Kim Jong-un, North Korea is a country where corruption is just one of many major widespread and growing problems. The country has been maintaining one of the most closed and centralized economies in the world, which has led to significant lack of many commodities and overall economic decline. As a result, frauds, embezzlements, bribery, and other types of financial crimes have been established as common behavior in this country. And 1. Somalia. Located in East Africa, Somalia has been ranked the most corrupt country in the world in several consecutive years. The enormously rampant corruption that emerged in Somalia after numerous internal conflicts, civil wars, and ethnic cleansings has been further exacerbated by the absence of a functional central government, a lack of resources and administrative capacity, weak leadership structures, as well as limited ability to pay public officials. It affects all the key sectors of the economy, such as ports and airports, tax and custom collection, immigration, and telecommunication and management of aid resources. Liking our lists? Be sure to subscribe by pressing the button at the top corner of your screen. And if you're still itching for more awesome lists, click on these nifty thumbnails created by yours truly, and be sure to show us some love by liking, sharing, and commenting.